I know Barcelona were very much the favourites, but you like to see a cup upset, don't you?
Most definitely. I think really Juventus just didn't turn up. Barcelona today were just too strong for them.
Well, do you think that this Barcelona side is going to go on to dominate the European stage for some time?
Football's a strange game. You just never know. You know, we've seen results go differently to what we wanted. We certainly don't want it to get boring.
No. We don't want it to be predictable, do we? No,
definitely not.
Okay. But sticking with football and the news of the Rooney Rule being implemented or introduced into the football leagues. Now, is something like this actually needed in football?
Personally, I think so. It gives us a good chance to try and develop our African, Asian minorities. But we've got to take the opportunities and grab them and just fit in. I think it's great news.
Okay. Well, what do you think? I mean, is it a case of all managers should be chosen on merits rather than their skin colour?
I think it's very difficult to look at it because when you look, there's a disparity in terms of the number of ethnic minority managers that get in mainstream football, whether it is because of institutional discrimination from the selection point, or whether it's because they've not been engaged. We don't have enough within the population of football to pick and choose from. But I think any sort of measures like that, like Moktar has said, does help to enhance equal opportunity in future. So, yeah, I think it will be most welcome.
Okay, well, moving on to the situation with Emmanuel Adebayor and the Togo coach. He says that he's not really impressed with his professionalism, but he's had some personal problems, hasn't he? I mean, his club have given him compassionate leave. Yeah. So why can't this coach actually just see, that he's having some problems and then he might not turn up on time? I mean, what are your views?
Could be stubbornness, could be egos, could be anything. I think it's important. They both need each other. And he really needs to pick up the phone and just discuss it with him.
It sounds so simple, but why don't they do that?
Like I said, sometimes it's purely down to egos, and I honestly don't know. If Adebayor's got family problems, then I think it's only fair that the coach should give him time, talk to him, find out what's going on, and deal with it.
Okay, do you agree with that?
Well, I agree to some extent, but I know Adebayor personally. But I think he's been going through a lot of problems, which is pretty much understandable. But again, he's in Togo, and the camp, he has to report on camp in Lome in Togo. So I think there is need for better communication. He's a senior player, so if he has issues, obviously, if he's been called up to the camp, what would normally happen is that you get a phone call to be called that you've been included in the squad. So I think it would be professional for him to have dialogue with the coach and explain his reasons why he cannot turn up on camp on time. But if reasons were not given, then he must be treated like any other player, and it's uncalled for. Like he said, it's a big ego, and I know Adebayor personally, he likes to be loved as well, and I know Tom Sentef as well. He's a bit of a strict disciplinarian, so it's two egos again in the same dressing room.
Okay, well, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me on tonight's show.